And now that we're turning from that, we want to turn to Verify. The presidential race has been close ever since Vice President Harris replaced President Joe Biden on the Democratic ticket.
And the race is expected to come down to the results in that number of battleground states, including, of course, Michigan.
And we are joined live right now by Casey Decker with our National Verify team. Casey, this has been a very tight race leading to today, and we're still waiting for a lot of results, especially in swing states.
Yeah, the results can come in over the course of a few days, sometimes even weeks, and it's important to remember that's normal. It's not always expected that we're going to hear all the results the night of, especially as these elections have become closer and every ballot counts. Timelines exactly, they can vary by state, sometimes even by county, so we don't always know when we'll hear the results, but we know what the deadline is. That's prescribed by state law, and it varies state to state. But federal law says we need to know the results by December 11th. So absolute worst case scenario, December 11th is when we'll know the results, and that's all considered part of the normal election process.
All right, Casey, we've been running many of your Verify stories throughout the election season, and we like to talk about these viral claims. So there are viral claims a voter's ballot could be disqualified if a poll worker writes on it or makes stray marks. Should our viewers be concerned if they saw that while voting today?
No, they shouldn't be concerned. In fact, in many states, poll workers are required to write on your ballot. Usually that's something just like initialing to give it an official stamp. Sometimes it's writing your precinct number on the ballot, so that's completely normal. Now, worst case scenario, if they mark it in the wrong way and there's a weird mark on the ballot, there are also processes to make sure that what you voted for gets tallied. There are processes to make sure that the voter's intent is considered, and humans will review it if there's any issue with machine scanning. So it's not something that you should really be concerned about.
And Casey, there seem to be a lot of viral videos in the days leading up to Election Day showing voters in some states being turned away or asked to remove clothing supporting their candidate at their polling locations. Some people online want to know whether this is against the law. Can you verify what the law here is in Michigan specifically?
The law in Michigan explicitly says that you can't wear campaign attire within a certain range of a polling place. So that is normal for them to ask you to cover that up or take it off before you go in to vote. It varies state to state. Michigan is one of the states that very explicitly says that is no go. And that's because it's considered electioneering. The idea is they want to prevent voters from being intimidated or persuaded as they're going in to vote. They want that to be a peaceful and free process. So electioneering is not allowed, and Michigan is one of the states where you're definitely not allowed to wear campaign attire in the polling place.
All right, Casey Decker from our National Verify team, thank you so much for joining us live, and thank you for your Verify reports that help all of us.